I'm Brian here at Whole Latte Love. We got Zach here with me today.
Hey everyone.
We've got a whole bunch of exciting things to do here. I just want to cover real quick CoffeeCast service. Sign up at the bottom of the page. You can get a one-on-one product demonstration on pretty much any product we carry here at Whole Latte Love. And that's really invaluable. Before or after your purchase, we're going to be there to help you in any questions or any sort of thing that you need help with on any of these products. But and then we've got down at the bottom of the page also is where you can sign up for the email list for subscriber exclusive discounts throughout the year and stay up to date on all of our deals and discounts that we have here at Whole Latte Love. Also, all of our trained experts are ready to help you today here on Cyber Monday, my goodness, for extended periods of time. And you can call us up on the phone, talk to us, chat via email.
Yeah, you might even reach me today. I'll be on the phones. I'll be doing a lot of CoffeeCast. So.
Right. Well, not today.
Not today.
But for the rest of the week. You'll be out here a couple more times today, right?
Yeah.
And you'll see me at least one more time today. So if that's something you're interested in. We also have an extended return policy in effect right now from here until January 15th of 2024. Or 30 days past your purchase. I think it's whichever's longer, right?
Yep.
Invaluable services that we're providing you here. Both Zach and I have over a decade of each. Like if you combined it, we've got well over 2 decades of experience working in cafes around the country. My goodness, a lot of different places. And so we are familiar with grinding coffee. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled a shot in my life. I can't even begin to estimate.
Yeah,
so,
and how important that is to the grind consistency. So we know when we're using a bad grinder.
and we really don't carry them here at Whole Latte Love, which is another great thing. Like when we say that we have the best products, it's because we test everything and we're very picky about what we carry. And so when we say we have the best, we have the best.
Yeah, so there's no way to really go wrong, as with all of these grinders that we have up here.
Right. And so let's just dive in there. We're going to start here on the left with the Baratza Encore ESP. This is a new for 2023 model. The Baratza Encore has been on pretty much every home brewer's countertop at one point or another because it's just really the best place to start to get really consistent grinds, really consistent results in your cup. And then in 2023, they released the Baratza Encore ESP, which I don't know if you can see up here on the top here. They changed it so that it's still 40 grind settings, just like the old Encore, but now from 20 to 0 is designed strictly for espresso. And so you can really dial in your espresso really well on this one. And another great feature of this one is that it comes with a dosing cup that, didn't before. And me personally, I use dosing cups for pretty much every shot I pull.
Yeah.
I don't, not that not that dosing directly into your portafilter isn't also a great option, but for me, I don't know. There's something about a dosing cup that I feel like I have a little bit more control over.
Yeah, kind of shaking and distributing your grinds inside that portafilter. Sometimes it can be nice.
Right. And so let's just run some through here. I'm going to set it to, this is where I usually set for espresso. And so all right, and so I don't know how well you could hear that, but and honestly, I don't know if you can see that from the view up there, but that's actually a pretty good grind distribution in there. Not too clumpy.
And I heard that it is kind of like a low pitch sound too.
Right,
so it's not too annoying.
It is a little loud. It's a little loud. It's not it's no sete, but it's loud, but it's not an unpleasant sound. Like if you really feel like the sound of grinding beans should be that. And it's, you can push the button on the front, which I did, or there's a knob on the side that you can turn. This is a hopper-fed grinder. It has 40 millimeter conical burrs, steel conical burrs. And all of the grinders that we have out here today are, interestingly enough, in testing, they're all about the same when it comes to grinding speed. You're going to get on the espresso range somewhere between 1 to 1.5 grams per second. And then on a coarser grind size, probably between 2 to 3 grams per second. And so, the variables in the burrs, it really doesn't matter when it comes to grind speed, but like grind consistency, there's a lot of other features that you have to think about. So let's move on to the second one here. This is going to be the fellow Opus. Of all the ones up here, halfway so on that one. This one is a single dosing hopper. So basically there's only enough room up here for you to put the beans that you want to grind at that moment. And so, you know, this one's got from 1 to 11, I think, and so 41, I think, settings on the outside. But on the inside, you've got this micro adjustment ring where you can push that in and turn this to get like a little bit finer control over your grind size. And once again, this is a 40 millimeter conical burr, just like this one. It's not the same set of burrs, but it's similar size and style. This one does not come with a portafilter fork, which you'll see on the rest of ours, but it does come with a dosing cup and a nice little flip to distribute, once again, like a dosing cup. I just said dosing cup, didn't I? But yeah, so let's just demonstrate that real quick. Oh, I don't have any beans in it. Let's do that.
And if you're familiar with the fellow Ode too, it kind of has the same sort of dosing cup where there is like a little bit of a magnetic bottom to this dosing cup. So fits right where you need it when you need it.
Right. It's all the grounds are going to go straight into it because of that magnetic feature where it just puts it right where you need it every time. And so that, you know, the Opus, you said I was going to say the wrong thing, and you were right. The Opus is one of the quieter grinders that we have here. And it also is the slowest. I know that I said that they're all about the same, but this one does take a little bit longer because the motor is designed to spin the burrs a little slower to get a different, you know, grind quality. What you know, with the slower burr speed, what would you say?
I would say you get a more consistent grind quality. Right. You're going to get less fines the more you actually slow down that RPM.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so how would you use this, if you want to hand me the portafilter over there real quick, you know, is that you just put your portafilter on there, 58 millimeter, works great, flip it over, and there you go. Distributed in there quite nicely. And so it works great. You don't have to worry about it. And we've got the Clara French press right next to it, which it can definitely, you know, once again, because this is an all-purpose grinder, go from espresso all the way to a French press and beyond, honestly, on this one.
Yeah, and we've had this inside our lab for quite a few months now, testing it out, and it's my daily driver for a lot of pour-overs, French press, everything in between.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely grinder. Plastic build, but very sturdy. Let's move on now to the Baratza Vario Plus. Now, once again, similar to the Baratza Encore, the Vario Plus is a newer grinder. I think it's only maybe 1 or 2 years old, but the Vario has been around for a long time. And personally, I really like the white color on this one. As you can see, this one, it's got 10 macro adjustments and then 22 micro adjustments. So, you know, a total of 220 grind sizes on that one. You also have 3 timed dosing options, as well as a manual dosing option, and you can set all those up here. Very good hopper. This one has a 54 millimeter ceramic burrs in this one, but flat burrs. One of the few Baratza grinders, honestly, that uses flat burrs. Most of them are conical. But this one comes with this very sturdy, if you want to throw that in there, the very sturdy portafilter fork. And it also comes with a dosing bin, much like the Encore as well, but we don't have it out here right now. But
and it does have a nice little portafilter light too.
Yeah,
so
I do like that light. You're right.
You can kind of see the distribution of grinds inside the portafilter there.
So let's fine it up a little bit, and then let's throw some in there. That's good enough.
Yeah. So it might be slightly louder than the fellow.
Right.
But
once
still not
again,
going to wake up your wife.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Well, yeah, there we go. Look at that. I mean, but like grind quality there, once again, no clumps and quite nice.
Yeah. So with all of these so far, I would say there's basically zero puck preparation that you would need with
Right.
this.
No, I don't need to break up any clumps in that at all. Like
No.
I'd be perfectly fine tamping that.
Yeah.
The way that looks.
And then super easy to then go ahead and change out to a French press next, or
Right.
even
Yeah.
a pour over.
Just on this one, it's fun because there isn't like a knob. It's these little. I don't even know what you would call those little
dials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
yeah.
dial. It's very user friendly, and you know this. As I said, you have the groundsman too. This thing pops right off. This thing probably weighs a pound at least, and it's very sturdy. I think it's nickel.
So even though it is stepped adjustments, I
Right.
feel like there's so many adjustments that it almost seems stepless.
Right. Yeah. All of these are stepped grinders, but now let's go into one that isn't.
Yeah, so the Chiato Life Grinder. So this comes in multiple different colors, like aqua, mocha, black. I think we even have a white. Yeah. So this is a great grinder. We've tested this thoroughly over the years. We work very closely with Chiato and have seen a couple of different variations, and we finally came out with a final variation. What's really cool about this grinder is that you can actually change between a burr or a hopper, and you can actually single dose as well. So the single dose is super interesting design.
Right.
So what they did is actually almost come up with like a juicer type style.
Right.
So when you actually dose your beans inside this top hopper, it'll actually push it down since it is a gravity fed hopper. And then from there, you can go ahead and press like many other bellow fed single dose hoppers. So this is the first time that we're actually seeing something that is multi-purpose in the fact that it has two different kinds of hopper styles.
Straight from the box.
Yeah, straight from the box.
Right.
And then we can also have multi-purpose grinds. So we can go from like a Chiato hoop, which it's almost specifically designed to do in some of our settings.
No, for sure.
And then a French press and a pour over.
Right. And there's a knob on the side there. If we can get that in that shot, then that's where you're going to adjust that. From 0 to 9, I believe, are our settings.
Yes. And then what's really cool about this adjustment after our studies, if you actually look at the number, you can actually guess the micron adjustment too. So around 3 is 300 microns.
More about,
4, from our studies and what we found. So super easy and intuitive screen as well. We have 2 different settings on here. So we have a single button or a double button. But you can program these to basically anything you want with a timed setting. Easy to get to the time settings. And we're actually getting into different settings like whether or not you want to press the button to fully dose or hold down the button to fully dose.
And you can also set it to manual as well if you don't want to use time dosing, which I don't know. For me, time dosing is great, but I always do it manual because I'm a control freak. I want the control.
Yep, exactly.
So.
And then a really nice, easy fork holds basically any portafilter that you would want.
Yeah.
And then from there, you could just press the button. And a very nice fall.
Right. Great distribution there.
Which Chiato's known for, and they didn't skimp out with their lower end.
And this is a 50 millimeter flat burr, but what's special about those ones, Zach?
So this was specifically designed for that multi-purpose. So it's a 50 millimeter steel burr.
Right.
So
and we've got one right here. Yeah.
These are actually a bottom-mounted burr as well. So one cool thing about that is that when you're adjusting between different hopper styles, it's actually the bottom burr that moves, so you don't lose your step, your grind.
Right.
And then when you're cleaning out your burr as well, you don't have to worry about kind of cleaning around where the screws are, which you normally would with a lot of other burrs.
Every other, well, other than the conicals, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah, other than the conicals.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, as we head over to this way, this nice shiny chrome Mahlkönig X54, so 54 millimeter burrs on this guy.
Correct.
A nice big old hopper that is actually a locking design hopper too. So if you don't have this all the way set, you actually can't grind, so you're not going to be spilling over your beans or anything.
Right.
So with this on this really nice intuitive screen, you actually have 4 different time settings.
Right.
And there is an app that you can actually save different settings. You can actually have preferences of what your grind size should be for different brews. And again, this is an amazing multi-purpose grinder, so you can still do anywhere between your French press or your espresso. And with this fork, it's a really nice design where you actually have this button on the side. As you press it, you can take out the whole entire fork. And this is also how you adjust the fork to different size portafilters.
Right.
From there, if you want to go ahead and use one of the Mahlkönig cup distribution tools, you can actually replace the whole entire fork assembly with something, I think it's just mainly for show, that you can just kind of throw that on. It looks really nice this way, but you don't necessarily have to have it there. So you can always just press the button and go. Super quiet, and this motor is actually guaranteed for 25,000 plus.
Is that right?
Yeah, so 25,000 plus espresso grinds. So, you know, it's what they are considering a lifetime sort of motor.
Right.
And then easy to replace that fork.
Right.
And then let's see it with the portafilter.
Right. I don't think we set it up for that specific portafilter, but yeah.
Oh, no, I did. Yep,
Well,
yep.
Actually, you did, didn't you?
Yeah. And what's cool, it's you set it and you forget it with this portafilter as well.
Right. Yeah.
So-
Locks in quite nicely, hands-free.
Yep. And right now we kind of have it set almost more towards like almost a...
Like an AeroPress,
Like
really.
an AeroPress,
Yeah, by the
basically,
looks
right
of it.
now. But the distribution of this grinder, it is the grinder that I currently have at home. I love it. It's really easy to then adjust the burr as well.
Right.
All you would do is kind of press down on this side, take off the adjustment, and then you can actually zero that burr out as well. So you can do anywhere between a super light, dense roast bean to, you know, darker, more less dense beans as well.
And we were talking before we went live that, you know, with all of our experience in cafes, every single one we've ever worked in either had a Chiato or a Mahlkönig in it.
Yeah.
And it's the best a man can get, as Gillette would like to say. But yeah, it's a phenomenal product, both of those.
And the fact that it comes in a chrome too, it
Yeah.
matches a lot of the machines that we have. So
Right.
that matching chrome, it also comes in a white or a black.
That's correct.
So, yep.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so a beautiful, beautiful looking grinder as well. And then it also has one of these magnetic plates to the bottom. I think that's just a really nice touch that Mahlkönig does.
Right, I agree as well. And we've got Mark and Ellie back there. Do we have anything, any questions from the group? Not really? Oh, okay. Well, you're doing a great job nonetheless. So, you know, once again, we've got very plasticky builds on these first three. This one's got, you know, the jump from these three to those two is significant. And you're gonna, it's a relatively significant jump in price too. Actually, I think this one is like over 500 too.
Yeah.
But as it is right now. But you know, the quality that you're going to get from all of these is very good. I think that the Baratza the Encore gets the coarsest. If you're looking for something incredibly coarse, then this one, yeah. Let's
something more more along the lines of maybe doing cold brews.
Right.
Would be very useful on this.
like that's going to create a lot of chaff. But like I don't know how well you can see that, Mark, but it is just like cutting the bean into like 6 pieces almost. It is like very coarse, and so that's really wonderful for those really long steeps that you're going to do with a cold brew or something.
Yeah,
like
that's something that you don't want to become bitter.
Right,
So, yep.
exactly, and you're going to be great with that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, if there's no questions, no, okay.
Nope.
Well, let's just go over again. You can always call us all day today. I mean, I think up till 10:30 or 11 tonight, and somebody is going to be here live. Maybe
It might even be me that you can talk to me about the Mahlkönig that I have at home.
Right. No.
Which is on sale, by the way, at the moment. So this is 15% off. So you're looking at about $509 for the black or white.
If you're
one.
watching this live.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then about $555 for this chrome one. So,
is that right?
Yeah,
Well, that's lovely.
so.
Yeah. And so, once again, Cyber Monday. So if you're watching this live, I'm sure most of these products are probably a little discounted at the very least.
Yeah.
But contact us, schedule a CoffeeCast. We'd love to talk to you about all these products. And if you wanted to say, I need to know how to use one of these to grind for a French press a little better. we've got that covered too.
And again, you can't go wrong, and they look beautiful on your counter too. Instead of having multiple different grinders, espresso grinder. I know you have a few different grinders on your shelf.
I've got too many grinders at home. My wife is not pleased about how many grinders.
Yeah, whereas I think my girlfriend's pretty happy with the fact that I only have this on my counter.
Well, good for you, because I've got 3 or 4, and it is, you know, any of these would be a great replacement for me personally. So if there's nothing else, let's say thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in about half an hour to talk to you more about some of the other products that we carry here. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.
Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Baratza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean to cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Baratza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Baratza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options, like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Hey, espresso and coffee lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love. Got Nick along with me today. Nick, we're going to take a look at a range of Gaggia machines here, right? All these machines are bean to cup. We'll talk more about that. But I do want you to tell folks about the CoffeeCast.
That's right. So we have a service that we're offering called CoffeeCast, where you can book a live one-on-one video session with one of our coffee experts talking about any of these machines, but a whole latte more from our assortment that we have here in the studio. So to do that, basically, we've got a link right at the bottom of our website. It says CoffeeCast, if you can believe it. And basically on that page, you choose a time that works best for you, and it'll schedule a one-on-one call with one of our experts. Now, Mark, I know you're right next to us, so
yeah,
you may
I hear
get a
him all the
cameo from Mark on a cast every now and then. But CoffeeCast is a great way, really, to get as close to hands-on as you can when doing some online shopping. And really, if you want to keep in the loop for the best updates that we've got on new products, exclusive deals for subscribers, that sort of thing, you do want to make sure that you sign up for our email list. That's available right on our homepage, and that gets you all the insight that you need into new products, exclusive savings, and a lot more.
That's right, and if you need some help, and you don't want to do the CoffeeCast, you can give us a call. Our phones will be open till what, 10:30 Eastern tonight?
10:30 tonight. We're
10:30 tonight.
Burning the midnight oil.
That's right. So you can talk to a coffee expert, before you pick something up. They can help get you set up with the right products, that kind of thing. Or you can go to our website. You can chat with an expert
Live
right
chat
there.
or email too, if that's more convenient.
That's right. And I do want to let you know that during the holiday season here, we extend the return period out to January 15th.
That's
so you
right.
can pick one of these machines up today, and if it's not exactly what you
Yeah,
wanted,
you're buying for gift giving. Maybe they want to exchange it for something else. You got a little bit more time to return.
And normally it's 30 days, but whichever's going to be longest.
Whichever's longest.
What's going
so
to
if
work
you've already
out
bought
for
a
you.
machine, you've still got quite a bit of time to change your mind.
And we will be, if you have a question right now, get in. We've got some folks back there. We got Ellie and Brian back there. They will send your questions out here for us to answer towards the end. So get those questions in on the chat. But let's talk about what we got. So we've got the Gaggia Cadorna milk, right?
That's right.
Gaggia Anima, Gaggia Velasca Prestige, and the Gaggia Magenta
Plus.
Plus.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that is the Prestige.
No, that's
You're
a
right. You're
Prestige,
right.
because we're going to make a milk drink. If you see the little milk carafes here, different ways these machines work with milk. So we've got one way over here. All the rest of these can take a carafe right
With
from
the
the
carafe,
fridge.
that's right.
So tell us about the Cadorna here, Nick.
Well, and I do want to point something out too, because the carafe on the Cadorna milk, if anyone has ever wondered, can be stored in the refrigerator too. If you want to get me a close-up maybe on the carafe here, there's just a little post here in the corner. And all you do is after you've removed that pickup tube, you just slip that over and then store that in the refrigerator. That's what that's there for. And then we also sell a glass carafe too, has that same little post on it. So The Cadorna milk, though, an incredible value as far as a super automatic machine is concerned. So the Cadorna series and the Magenta series that we have here, they're kind of upgrades to the Velasca and Anima. So it's nice that we've sort of got the generations here. But this is a machine that features 4 programmable user profiles. You can access those using the My Favorites, and from there you can access your own personalized drinks. If you've got a lot of coffee drinkers in the house with a lot of preferences, this is a great choice for a machine that can really satisfy everyone's tastes. But if you press home, you can always access the pre-programmed defaults from Gaggia as well. Scrolling through, you can see we've got a lot of beverage options here too. Espressos, coffees, cappuccinos, latte macchiatos, the Americanos, which I know are some of our favorite beverages.
Yeah, love the Americano.
Cafe au lait, ristretto, and then frothed milk. And so if we have a little bit more time at the end of this stream, I'll show a little hack with this machine with frothed milk if you're interested in seeing
For latte art, right?
Some latte art, that's right.
Okay.
So Cadorna milk, though, I think is an incredible value. You can store this carafe right in the refrigerator, and then with the new cap and cup system that we have, you'll be able to make a true one-touch milk drink, which basically means that you put your cup there and you don't have to move it. You'll froth, milk will be dispensed, and then you're good to go.
So a lot of great drink options on this machine. But I mean, for those of you who aren't really, may have not heard of these bean-to-cup super automatic espresso machines, you saw on there we can make a coffee, we can make an Americano, one of our favorites, right? We really like that. But you're using whole beans ground fresh for every brew. You can also do, I mean, up top here, if we take a look where the beans go in. So that's your bean hopper. And it does have an adjustable grinder right there.
Right there's the grinder adjustment.
So you can set that to grind the beans to the finest, most appropriate for your
or
drink.
pre-ground on the top too.
Very useful. So you can dump some pre-ground coffee into that little chute there, and you can make a decaf maybe late in the day.
Yeah, great if you have guests who don't drink regular coffee either.
And this is a one-touch, considered a one-touch machine, because you can make a milk drink start to finish.
Right, and that's what I was saying, because with the cap and cup, it will dispense that milk directly into your cup with just one push.
So why don't we make a cappuccino here, right? We'll put our cup in.
And so let's just demonstrate too some of the programming that we've got. So if you tap from this menu, you can see all the different variables that we can adjust. So we have coffee. That means how much actual liquid coffee are we going to dispense into the cup. We've got our temperature. You always want to go hot, in my opinion, of course. Milk, that's just the amount of milk that we're going to be dispensing. If you did want to use pre-ground, you can tap this button right here. So all the buttons obviously correspond to positions on our screen. And then these bean icons, that indicates how much coffee is actually going to be ground into this shot. And so on a super automatic like this one, you can get all the way up to 11.5 grams of whole bean coffee. And so to your point, Mark, whole beans ground fresh are always going to be a better choice for your flavor, for the aroma, than something that's in a capsule or a pod or something like that. So really the super autos are the best way to get really fresh, really convenient drinks. And so we'll just push.
And I really like that we get to see exactly what we're going to get in our drink. And
that's right.
We make a change, like you said, we can create our own custom version of it in one of those user profiles. So it's grinding up the beans right now. If you can hear that. This machine is going to do the milk first, right?
Yeah, so it does depend in some cases on what drink you're making. So if it were the flat white, right, you would have the double shot first, followed by the milk. For our cappuccino, we're going to do our milk first, and then it'll brew a shot of espresso into it. And so we'll have a nice separation of milk and milk foam in here.
So now, like you said, you got a little hack if you have some time.
I do have
we'll
a little hack.
Show how you can do some latte art with this. And again, now you can program this for more milk to fit your glass, whichever glass you're using.
That's right.
And you can always stop if you see, maybe you put the wrong glass under there. You can always stop something. If
It just reminds me of like the old VCRs that I grew up with. You've got the
little play button.
Play button. That's right. So this is the not neutral Vero cappuccino cup. So it does hold 6 ounces. So we should be pretty well set with this, but we could probably put a bit more milk in there if you wanted an even foamier drink. But really, that's it, on demand. And then something that's really neat is we're being prompted now to start a quick clean. That's something I love about the new Gaggias with these screens. If we press start here, we've got the container under the spout, and it's just going to ask us take the tube out and put it in a container with water. So if you want to grab me something real quick, Mark, it just shows how easy it is to maintain this. It's just saying, okay, let's just do a quick rinse. So drop that right in there. And then all of these cleaning functions too are accessible in the menu, so you don't have to make a drink every time you want to clean. You can always just wait and then maybe do that at the end of the day. Let's say you're making multiple drinks, one after the other. And so it's just siphoning some water out, and then we're good to go.
So you take that, you can take the milk, put it right back in the fridge, bring it out later in the day, tomorrow, that kind of thing, and do that.
And that's going to be the same with any of these carafes too on the Gaggias, which is what's so convenient about them.
All right. So very nice machine. So the key thing here is the way it works with milk. It uses that tube to attach the carafe. The rest of the machines will use a carafe that you just pop on.
Exactly. Pop it in, and then you're good to go. You've got a hot water spout that you replace it with when it's out.
So it's just kind of like this. I take this out of the fridge and come over. Or you can get hot water here if you wanted to.
This is for the Velasca.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting
so
our wires
pop
crossed
that
on
on.
these machines here.
And so that's as simple as that is. But talk about what drinks we have available here.
Yeah, so on our Gaggia Anima Prestige, we have more of the drinks just represented all here on the front of the machine. So we have espresso, espresso lungo, cappuccino, latte macchiato, and then similar to how the screen was oriented on the Cadorna, you can see we've got menu, and we've got a couple of extra drinks in here. And now if you notice, the buttons will have arrows next to them. They'll have a back symbol. They'll also have a confirmation button. So now that we're in the menu, the cappuccino and menu buttons, that's going to be used for our movement through the menu, and then we'll use our aroma strength for select. So you can see we do have the ability to dispense hot water and milk foam. So those are two beverage options that are in the menu. So we have our bean indicator right here. That's our aroma strength, similar to the Cadorna. Now, one thing to note on the older Gaggias is that this drink strength, you can always change from the front of the machine. That's also how you can get to pre-ground. That's going to be the selection for every beverage that you have. And if you want to change your temperature, you want to go back into your menu again. And then we've got coffee temp. And so this is also going to be the temperature for every drink as well. So a little more convenient, just you've got on-demand buttons for everything, not as many menus, but a little bit less programmability. So for somebody who kind of just wants to use the machine, they don't necessarily want to get too in-depth with the programming, I would say something like the Anima Prestige is a great option. Again, that carafe makes brewing milk drinks really simple, one touch like you said. You can simply remove it from the machine. One thing that's really nice too is you can just take the lid right off, fill it directly, and then pop it in the fridge or pop it right back into the machine. But you still have as well nice icons on the screen that will actually indicate what you need to do. And I think I just need to push that in all the way there.
You were getting an indication that because these machines really tell you what's going on.
Yeah. Red usually means, hey, I need you to do something for me.
Okay.
Blue, and you're good to go.
All right, so you make, how about a cappuccino on this machine?
We will make a cappuccino then. We've got nice glasses like this. You just swing out the dispensing arm. There is a little tube on the inside of here. You can't see it because our milk's in there. And so basically, if we want to make a cappuccino, let's just press cappuccino. So the screen is still letting us know, put the carafe into the correct position, and then we're good to go.
It even told you to slide out the spout there. I saw.
That's right.
Saw that come by. Now, this machine will use can do press and hold programming, right?
It can use press and hold programming. That's right. So if we wanted to press and we can actually demo that on the Velasca that we have up next. But press and hold programming is used on the machines that don't have the same level of programmability, say, as the new ones, and it's as simple as pressing and holding on the button that you want to program, and then that's how the machine will remember the volume for the next time that you brew that drink.
So if you were doing the press and hold, you would have just press and hold this.
Press and hold, and it'll say memo typically on the screen. It will vary slightly based on which machine you're using. You have your progress bar, and then if we ever wanted to stop, we can just press that confirmation check mark here on the side, and that'll stop it for us. So let's see how far. Somebody must have programmed quite a bit of milk.
That looks like it's going to be a big drink. It's giving us that progress bar up here.
I'll stop it right there.
You're going to stop that, okay.
And I did press stop, and it continued to dispense for a little bit longer after that. So you just want to make sure that if you are, and that's good for programming, especially on the milk drinks too, you have a bit of lead time that you're going to have to account for your cup.
And these these spouts are adjustable back here.
They are adjustable. That's right.
So you've got quite a bit of room here. I think it's pretty close to 6 inches on that.
6 inches, and you know, that's good for some smaller travel mugs even, so we'll stop that too. Oh, I just love that. The cascading
look at that.
coffee that's blending down there with the hot milk. We've got our layer here, and then we've just got a nice cap of foam on that. That's an on-demand cappuccino. We are being prompted if we want to
That'll
clean
give us
this
a
one
clean.
too. So we'll just pop the...
And it's going to go beyond. So like if we maybe wanted to do we can clean it right now, or we could just go ahead and do another milk drink, but that's going to leave our carafe ready to go right back in the fridge.
That's right, exactly. So let's say you were all done, just run that clean real quick, pop that out and put that back in the refrigerator, and then you've got it ready for the next day maybe.
I'm going to get a little taste here. Oh, that is hot too.
Yeah, very hot. I mean, we are drinking on the maximum coffee setting. You can't change the milk temperature, but you can change, obviously, the coffee temperature. And if you want your drinks as hot as possible, use that hot setting. You can also pre-warm your cups. Very important for any kind of coffee prep. And I would say, too, you could even run a blank shot if you wanted to kind of prime the whole system with some hot water.
Okay. All right. So we'll go over to the Velasca Prestige. So I guess the key difference here is you know, you don't have as much, you can't like set a strength per drink or
right, and that's going to be the same on the
drink.
Velasca. So really, we get these questions a lot between the Velasca and the Anima. There are a few key differences between these two drinks that I'll cover. So the Anima is a drink that's top loading. That means that you're going to need more clearance above the machine in order to open the doors for the water and the beans, whereas on the Velasca, we actually have front loading for both the water reservoir, which is here on the left side, if I pop that out, and then we have the dreg bin on the right.
So there's, if we can get a look at that, yeah, so there's the used coffee pucks on this. Now we've done a couple, so that's about the amount
And you
of
know
coffee.
what I'm not seeing right here?
Huh.
No plastic all surrounding my coffee, right? It's just coffee.
Whole beans ground fresh. I can't tell you what a difference that makes. Like I say, all the machines are going to kind of tell you when something's not in place or what have you.
So beans go in the top, just like we saw on the Cadorna. You're probably thinking, yeah, this looks very similar. The grinder adjustment is up there. So the Velasca has more ground adjustments than the Anima, but the Anima has taller spouts and has a bigger spent coffee bin. So what I say typically is if you like longer coffees, let's say you're making a full cup of coffee, the Anima will require you to fill it up less frequently and empty it less frequently. But the Velasca, it has a little bit more going on even in our menu that we'll cover, but you have more grind adjustment that you can control. And if we go to the menu, something that this machine has that the other Gaggias don't, except for the Accademia, is pre-infusion, which you can adjust as well. And so that's something where you can do on, off, or extra. And that's only on the Velasca Prestige, not even on the base Velasca.
And that just pre-wets the coffee puck we just looked at, right?
That's right.
Get a little
it's
more
that
aroma
little pause
out of there.
that you'll hear after, well, that you won't hear. The pump runs, and then you have a pause before it starts brewing again. The Velasca Prestige is the only Gaggia that does that. I also personally think that the carafe with the handle, still though you have the little hatch up top if you want to fill it with milk, I think that this is the, you know, it's just a little bit nicer construction than the other one.
Okay.
So yeah, this is definitely the machine I'd recommend though for people who want more control over their espresso extractions and who maybe aren't drinking as many long coffees. We've got a couple of special drink options too, but similar to the Anima, you can see espresso is our return key, aroma strength is our confirm, cappuccino, and special drinks now. And then under special drinks, you've got hot water, and then you have a little kind of like a
baby
secret drink, the baby cappuccino. Now that can't be programmed. That's just a drink that basically makes the same thing every time.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, Mark, why don't we show off some of that push and hold programming that you were talking about. Do you want to do a milk drink for that too then?
Yeah, we'll do a cappuccino, I guess.
Well, you know what, let's keep, I'll let you do the honors.
Okay, so I just press and hold here.
And see, memo.
Memo there. And now when I've got the amount of milk that I want in there, I'm going to hit the, I believe it's a check mark.
It'll be aroma strength, so that's going to be our confirmation button basically for every phase of this process. And like I was saying, give yourself a little bit of lead time when it comes to stopping that. This cup's a little bit more, oh, actually, I think.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
Same one, yeah. So be a little more generous to yourself with this one.
So it's heating up to froth that milk right now through the carafe. We'll see that here in a sec.
But we heard it grind first too.
Yes.
So the shot's ready,
All
so
ready
it can go right over to brewing as soon as we're done.
And I like my drinks a little more coffee-y if you have it. So. But it's a nice froth. It's hot. It's the temperature you want, right? I mean, it's not getting it way too hot where you lose all the sweetness of the milk.
I mean, you're going to be able to drink this as soon as it's done
And I'm
being
good with
made.
that.
So you're good with that. And so, like I said, you had a little bit of lead time there.
Now we'll let that, again, you got adjustable spouts here.
Yeah, the spouts are really nice. If you've got shorter cups, if you're just brewing an espresso, for example, and you don't want that water to splash, that coffee to splash, you can pull them down so there's less distance. And so on the Cadornas, that's a neat little thing too. We've got a little pull-out tray to reduce the distance between the spouts.
So I'm just going to let that go till my glass is just about full up to here. And then, you know, that's what I'll get every time, whether I turn the machine on or off or whatever. It'll hold that in its program. So I like it. I'm going to take my froth so it's almost level, so I'm going to let it go here a
Taking
little
it to
bit.
the edge.
Yep. Okay.
Very nice.
There we go.
So I think you're going to need this as well.
Yeah, so we'll do the little, now I could go right ahead and make another milk drink, no problem, right?
Yep.
It
gives you a 10-second timer if you want to do the quick clean or
if I want to clean,
not.
just hit that.
That's right.
Tells me to, have my thing there. It's going to heat up and do that little clean. And again, that's going to leave our carafe ready to go
Ready to put right back in the refrigerator.
Right back in the fridge.
What's nice about this too is, I don't know, you have to actually feel it to know it, but there's a little magnet in here. It's a satisfying little click when you swing that arm closed.
So those little tactile things make a difference. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So then we can get rid of our rinse and, oh, there's that little magnet you're talking about.
See, exactly. And then you just pop that right in the fridge.
And that goes right back to the fridge.
One thing to keep in mind, because I have seen people do this, is if you're ever going to install the carafe onto the machine, you want to make sure that the arm is swung out. So there's a post right on here, if we want to get zoomed in on that. Okay, hold on. Getting my shot ready for me. So yeah, this post right here, this will push into the front of the machine. So you want to make sure that the arm is swung open when you're putting it back on.
Just have that arm open. Okay. Now, let's go up to the Magenta Prestige, right?
That's right. I'll bring you over your
bring me a carafe? Okay.
carafe, and we'll exchange for the hot water spout. So the Velasca Prestige and the Magenta Prestige, the Anima Prestige, Cadorna Prestige, they all have these spouts. So this is where hot water can be dispensed from. So if you're ever doing that, the machine's going to prompt you to install the spout. It basically covers that socket so that the machine looks complete when the carafe's not in there.
Okay, so let's go through the drinks we have here,
That's right.
So we got espresso, coffee, cappuccino, latte macchiato, again the Americano. So pretty much very similar, except we go a little bit different here. And we've got the flat white and the cafe au lait. And those are different because
it changes the order that the drink is actually prepared in. So on that flat white, you'll have your coffee first, then you'll have your milk. So that's something that the programming on these machines has been getting smarter and smarter to actually make more cafe authentic drinks. Again though, at the touch of a button.
But that makes a really big difference. I mean, if you're pouring in the right order, or the machine's
doing it for you. That's right, with how the milk and the espresso blend together.
So we'll do a drink here. I guess maybe a cafe au lait, right?
Cafe au lait or the flat white if you want. That'll flip the script on the order as well.
So the other drinks. And we also have a cortado here, ristretto, and the froth
milk.
Froth milk again. Now, one thing that's a little different here compared to the very first machine, the Cadorna we looked at, is no multiple users.
Profiles, right. So on
profiles.
this machine, you still can make some changes on the fly before you start brewing. And if you do make a change to this drink, and we can demonstrate that, you'll be asked if you want to save that change once the drink's been finished. So still a good machine for people who want to be able to customize things, but if there's a lot of users in the household, maybe consider the Cadorna as the alternative, but the same kinds of things. Actually, let's go to a milk drink just so that we can see more of that. So we've got coffee, milk, temperature, and then also the strength as well. So that's represented by this little wheel with the bean in the center.
So we'll get the opportunity to save all those.
Correct.
So that would be okay. So let's see, we were going to do
the flat white.
The flat white?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I go right by it?
I think you zipped it right past it.
I went right by it. There it is.
There it is. So you make some small change if you want.
So I'm going to go with, let's see, we'll take the milk all the way up.
Maximum. There we
Maximum, hit the check mark. And I like that temperature high. Okay. So we're gonna make this, right? Mm-hmm. Now I'm guessing if I don't have my carafe in there and I go to make the drink, it's gonna tell me to put the carafe in.
I believe it will. That's right.
So let's hit start. And yep.
And there you
So
go.
there it goes. So I'm gonna do that.
This is the only machine too that has capacitive touch buttons on the side of the screen.
Now this is probably too big a cup, but we'll just make it here anyways. So here again, we're gonna get the espresso first.
That's right. So we'll do espresso first, then milk. Otherwise, you typically can hear the machine begin heating up for the steaming. Because you do have one thermal block in here that's going to provide both the steam and the hot water. So it's doing one or the other. It's not doing both at the same time. But
Again, if you have any questions about any of these, we can take those when we get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we have any questions, and then I can probably do my little hack on the Cadorna milk if we've got enough time still.
So in this, because it's a flat white, right, it's going to do 2 shots, I believe.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
And there you are.
Because
So
a
we're
flat
doing
white typically is a double shot
a double
drink.
shot with the milk on top, exactly.
Yeah. And that's what I like. And that's something about all the Gaggia machines, right? If you select to make 2 coffees, it does 2 grind cycles, and you don't get that on every manufacturer.
You'll never have it be like more coffee pulled through. You're always doing a ×2, and so basically on machines like the Cadorna or the Magenta, you'll see 2 cup icons letting you know you're making a ×2 drink. You can save in your profile or on the Magenta to have that beverage make it ×2 every time. On the Anima and on the Velasca, for the coffee drinks, so this is not going to be the case for the specialty milk drinks, if you simply push one of those buttons twice, you will see ×2, and it will make the drink 2 times in a row. And so now we're just heating up.
Waiting for it. It's got to heat up for that steam to froth our milk. But I really do, like a more coffee-forward beverage. So that a big milky latte is not my thing, but
I agree.
Double shot flat white is my thing. And you're going to see how different this is going to look compared to the cappuccinos we made. And that's what we're talking about with that milk prep order, how we're getting a real combination here.
Yeah, you've got the blending that you can just see undeniably versus the layering that we have on these other drinks.
Yeah, if we take a look and kind of compare, so there's the cappuccino compared to
the flat white.
The flat white. And again, I could make this a little bit bigger. I could do if I really wanted a larger, like a cafe au lait.
Add just more volume. And so that's going to be the key difference between some of the programmable options is the defaults that you have for the programming, right? So you couldn't get any bigger on that flat white. Cafe au lait, obviously, you could make it a much larger drink.
So just real quick, before I want to get to your hack, Nick. But let's just real quick kind of recap what we got here. So multi-users over here.
Yeah, multi-users, still one touch. You've got the milk pickup tube instead of the traditional carafe, but you can still store that whole assembly in the refrigerator.
And a really fantastic price on the Cadorna milk.
Incredible value. Incredible
value. With that multi-user, and I really love the way that both the Cadorna and the Magenta are going to show you all the drink parameters and allow you to change them using real measurements.
That's right.
We should make people aware that, depending on what type of milk you use, some milk froths a little differently than others.
The
those volumes
may vary, and the amount of foam may vary as well. And so that's where my little trick here is going to come in handy.
Okay, so that's that. And then these two you don't really have that level of per drink programming.
That's right. So it's more universal. The strength and the temperature is going to be set for every beverage, but you are able to at least program your volume for coffee and for milk on a per drink basis.
Oh, and let's also talk about, just real briefly, the maintenance on these. So you saw how it, rinses a carafe.
That's right.
And that's ready to go back in the fridge. Now, maybe once a week, if you're using it a lot, you kind of want to take the pieces apart and really give it a good clean.
Take the pieces apart, give them a good clean. On the inside of each of these devices, there's something called a brew group. Maybe we'll turn the Anima, because it's sort of in the center here. And so that brew group is where your coffee actually is going to be compacted and then
It's kind of like what I call the mini barista in there that does all the barista functions for you.
So we don't have to take this one out, but as long as we can see it, they all look the same. They've got spots for your fingers and a little lever that you can push that slides out. You want to give that a rinse maybe once a week, get the grounds off of it, let it air dry overnight, and then put it back in the machine the next morning.
Yeah, so you just take this over to the sink, give it a rinse, no soap, right?
No soap. Just rinse it with fresh water
But that's the brewing end of this machine in there. All right, and then once you're done, you let it shake off the water, pop her back in there.
Pop it right back in. So there are maintenance functions on the Cadorna and on the Magenta for using cleaning tablets. So Gaggia does produce cleaning tablets. There are guided menus in there that show you how to actually use them. On older school machines like the Anima Prestige and the Velasca Prestige, you can read the user manual. It kind of details that procedure, but it's a little bit more involved. So if you want something that's going to be easier to maintain, that's again where you'd want to look at something like the Cadorna or the Magenta, just for that more guided maintenance experience.
All right. Well, we've got like about a minute. Any questions come in that we can do? Well, if you want to show you, I mean, the maintenance is one of the things I get. Oh, and longevity. You know, I get guys. We get machines in for repairs, and we've had machines come in that've been out there for 10 years, and the guys over our techs, they'll send us pictures of the beverage counters on some of those machines where we're above 15,000 brew cycles.
That's right.
It's just crazy. So your little hack, we got to do it quick, but you can equip this Cadorna milk with the Gaggia Latte Art Panarello wand. Yes.
That's right. So this uses the same steam pipe as Gaggia's other super automatic espresso machines from years past, which means that it's compatible with those same accessories. So I'll tell you what, Mark, if you want to do me a favor,
I'll
make you
a shot over here. How about that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So for the Cadorna milk, if you're on the fence and you're like, all right, maybe I do want to make some, authentic milk drinks with the wand, the Latte Art Panarello wand, that slips right on. And then I'll use this as an opportunity to demo my profile as well. So here's really all you need to do. Let's go to My Favorites. Under Blue, this frothed milk, all I've done with it is I've set it to the max amount, which is going to be 12 ounces, and that's going to give me enough time to froth some milk manually. Because what happens is it's the pressure from the steam that draws milk up through the pickup tube and into the frother. Well, if you don't have the pickup tube and the frothing assembly on there, steam's just going to come straight down, and then we're going to use that to actually froth milk.
So again, it's getting up to steam temperature right now, so that you start to hear that pump as it's adding some water to the boiler to create the steam.
There's my shot looking nice. This is one of the Joey Series cups from Fellow. And really just like already getting a great roll on this. The Latte Art Panarello wand is a really nice accessory for that, just to add a little bit more functionality. Just adding some air in. And if you stay tuned, we are going to be having a latte art tutorial later on the Gaggia Classic featuring Zach and Kristen, so I definitely recommend that you check those out. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is that you do have a limited amount of time to get your frothing done. I'd say, though, within about 2/3 of the maximum time, you can get a nice foam there. And let's see, maybe we can go to our overhead cam, and we'll see if I can do any kind of art with this. So, are we good? Are we in position? There we go.
Hey, there you go.
A little off center there, but really impressive for a machine at this price point, and then also for a super automatic. So just an awesome little hack if you want to try that if you're interested in the Cadorna milk.
All right, guys. Well, look, thanks for watching. If you want to get more in-depth on any of the machines, schedule a CoffeeCast. Nick could be helping you out with that. And other than that, we're going to be back at the top of the hour.
Right.
And with our next live stream, I think it's 1 o'clock. Let's check here. 1 o'clock for the latte art.
1 o'clock for
beginners.
latte art, and I think right before that, we're going to talk about kind of accessorizing for your coffee station.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back here at the top of the hour.
Take care.
Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Baratza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Baratza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Accademia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Baratza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now.
Hi, coffee lovers. This is Kristen from Whole Latte Love, and I'm here with Zach. I am the marketing art director here. I deal with everything design, anything fun, I would say. Zach, do you want to talk a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah, so I do a lot of the commercial sales. I also do a lot of training and education, so you'll see me behind those CoffeeCasts and also training a whole bunch of coffee shops kind of across the U.S. So
Very cool.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So while we're in this live stream, if you ever want some additional information, we do have CoffeeCast where you can talk to experts one-on-one on video with experts like Zach, Nick, who you've probably seen in one of the earlier live streams. We also have exclusive subscriber discounts. Just sign up for our emails. We always have exclusive discounts within our emails, so just sign up for those, take a look. And then we have customer service that's available, trained experts who are here ready to chat if you'd prefer not to be on the phone. I know some people prefer to chat instead. Our phone number is 585-924-7170. Yeah, so, and return policy, anything that's purchased during this period has an extended return policy window of January 15th. So Zach, do you want to tell the audience what we are going to be talking about today?
Yeah, so today we're going to actually be going over the Gaggia Classic Evo Pro, new to this year, as well as the pairing with the Silenzio, and kind of go over the aesthetics, but I'll be kind of going over a little bit more of the functionality of this. So the Gaggia Classic, we've kind of built up on that classic ideal of 9-bar brewing pressure. So this creates a nice constant brewing pressure for really nice consistent shots. And each morning you can just set your grinder, kind of forget about it, and stick to your normal SCA brewing ratios. This sticks to a really nice brewing temperature. So once you set it, turn it on, warms up really quick and looks really nice too. So I think what we could do is actually kind of go into using this grinder and the Gaggia Classic Pro. And have you used one of these before?
Well, you know I have if I work at Whole Latte Love.
Well, let's see if we can actually dial one in together
Cool,
right
that sounds
now.
great. We're using the Classic Blue, correct?
Yes, yeah, so we're going to do
Right.
that with this gold. I think this gold looks pretty stunning, honestly.
That is the Dubai Gold, to be exact.
The Dubai Gold, yes. So what we'll go ahead and do is I will let you go ahead and take command of that portafilter here. And when you order these portafilters, there's a couple different kinds that you can have between the regular double spout. You can also have the bottomless portafilter or the single portafilter when you order these separate accessories, so these separate wood colors. There's a couple benefits to that. I prefer kind of going towards these double spout extractions or the bottomless if you really like to see your extraction. If there's any channeling, any water kind of passing and not extracting your full bed, I like to see that extraction. You'll actually see it in real time. That'll start kind of spurting everywhere. So we have little tools like distribution tools to get a nice even extraction. Cool. All right, so over here, we're gonna go ahead and go for about 17 grams.
Okay.
So all you'll have to do is go ahead and press in this portafilter.
Okay.
And right now I have it on a mode where all I have to do is press the button and it distributes my grounds. And as you can see, it's a really nice, fluffy grind. There's not much going on with clumping, so we don't have to do too much puck preparation, making our mornings super simple, nice and easy. If we want to do a manual mode, it's really easy to actually use our grinder. If we want to actually get a camera right here on the grinder, we have a couple different ways that we can adjust this between 2 and 22 seconds on this min and max for our time setting, or we can actually go into a manual or timed setting for that. So if we set that time, all we have to do is press the button, it goes, or we can kind of manually do it. Kind of up to your preference. Same with the power button right there on the side. And then if we're dialing in the morning, a really nice stepless grind adjustment as well. So you have all the functionality that you need, and this is a perfect pairing to just get the best espresso possible. So we'll go ahead and use a little distribution tool. And one of these nice vitamin tamps as well. Nice and weighted too, so you don't have to, you know, really press too hard and ruin your shoulder. So.
And they're super soft. They really feel good in your hand.
All right. And these are commercial style 58 millimeter baskets as well. So it fits a lot of our accessories. If you decide not to go with any wooden options or anything, we have quite a few different options on Whole Latte Love. All right, so here we're just going to go through an extraction. Do you want to take it over at this point?
Sure.
All right.
Let's go for it.
I'll
Okay.
go ahead and set up your cup
Okay.
and timer after this, but go for it. Perfect. And
Is
you don't
that
have to-
perfect?
yeah,
Okay.
you don't have to, if you don't get it on all the way, you might see a little water coming off the side, but you can just go ahead and tighten it in. All right. And quickly set that there. We're teared out, and we're just going to go for a regular normale shot. So what we did with our grinder, we actually distributed at about 17 grams inside our portafilter, and now we're just going to double that out, a classic normale. So go ahead and start your shot whenever you are ready, or whenever the timer's ready. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yep. As you can see, there's a couple different buttons on the top side of this, if we can zoom into that. So we just have a basic on-off switch, a brewing switch, and this is actually to get our steam prepared.
So Zach, how long does this machine take to heat up?
So this is super quick, so it takes anywhere between 7 and 15 minutes.
Wow.
You know, typically towards that 7-minute range. And as you can see, we can get an amazing extraction, beautiful crema, and we're going to be stopping right about there at 34. And that was well within our, you know, golden window of 20 to 30 seconds, and I would gladly drink that right there. So,
Wow, beautiful.
yeah. And with that, we can also then go ahead and just press our steam button. And with that, it starts preparing the machine to then use the steam wand and make a latte. So again, the steam wand off to the side, super versatile, easy to use. I like to use maybe a little bit of a smaller pitcher, and you can get an extremely nice milk texture off of that.
So how long does the steam wand take to heat up?
Just a few minutes.
Okay.
So as we do that, maybe we can actually go
Yeah.
through more of the aesthetics of these machines.
For sure. So these machines, they really fit into a lot of the 2023 interior design trends. I just built a house, so I was really deep into these trends and like how to go more simplistic and you can go a little bit more, I guess, creative, aesthetically pleasing, especially with these machines. I think it really livens up people's kitchens. All right, so first we have the blackened oak wood vitamin accessories. You can see them here. Get out of the frame. So with the yellow and the Tiffany blue, I love that this is called the Tiffany blue. It's really like this Art Deco vibe, bright colors, bold colors for your kitchen. It's a great way. You could even have, I picture like sunflowers, like to pick up this yellow across the room. Like it's just a really beautiful way to brighten the space. And then we move on to the green with the walnut, vitamin tamper, and portafilter. Get out of the way. This makes me feel like very English cottage. This is the jungle green in the Gaggia Classic Evo, and this is the gourmet green in the Eureka. So this is super easy to match in your kitchen. Either you went all out and you did the backsplash with green, or you could pick this color up by just adding a few green elements in your space. You could have like some succulents. You could have really any sort of, you could have like a beautiful pothos hanging from, like sitting on top of your cabinets that's kind of draping down. I just think this is a really beautiful and elegant color to put into your kitchen.
I feel like I'd put this one inside my house, and I have more of a mid-century modern and lots of plants, and I think this would go very well with that. sort of
Yeah, you
aesthetic.
almost went like Norwegian vibe in yours.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So.
Then we move on. This is like very high contrast. So, but this is also, I would say, very Norwegian with the whites, the blacks, the wood. And so all of these wood elements, they really help to warm your space and your kitchen. And they're really easy to reflect back in other pieces that you have in your kitchen. So you could have like a wooden bowl that's on a different part of your counter. You could bring in these same colors with handcrafted cutting boards. Yeah, I just think wood is a great element to add to your space. So this is, again, high contrast, contemporary. This is the black Eureka, and this is the polar white Gaggia Evo. So then lastly, which Zach already showed us how to pull a shot on these last two machines. This is the classic blue and the Dubai gold. So think like mixed metals, classic luxury. Like this feels like very rich to me with like the golds, the navy, the, I especially love this light maple wood. I just think it's super elegant, beautiful.
Especially with this tam.
Yeah.
As well. That pairing is fantastic.
Yeah, and I love that like each piece of wood is so unique. So no one else is going to have this exact portafilter, tamper, or lid for your grinder. I just think it brings a lot of natural beauty into your home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Silenzio is just a perfect pairing with these, and obviously we can pull a really nice shot off of it very quickly, very easy to dial in. I think right before this, it took me a shot to really figure out how many seconds that I wanted to dial in there. So super easy to use, and the function, and they look beautiful. So many different customizable forms, colors, all that.
Yeah, you could for sure mix and match. You already talked about the different, so whenever you choose one of these wood accents for your machine, you have the option for the single spout, the double spout, or the bottomless portafilter, which is really nice. So depending on what you're looking for on a day-to-day basis, you can add this to your cart.
Yeah. So maybe like with the double spouts, we're looking at splitting those shots. The single if you're trying to save a little bit of coffee, or the bottomless if you're drinking a lot of espresso and you want to watch those shots, just to see how it's extracting through that. So,
Yeah.
a couple different things there. But at that, we actually got to that steam pressure quite a long time ago. It only takes a couple seconds, almost a minute or so, to actually get to there. And with that, the steam knobs are actually super easy to use right here off to the side. Typically, I actually have a pitcher right in front there, so you're not splashing water everywhere, which I can go ahead and grab one. And as you can see, plenty of steam pressure there. So we're going to be able to steam some really nice milk there, which I actually have some in preparation for the next video that we're doing together, where we're actually going to be going over some latte art how-tos, where I'm actually going to be teaching Kristen live here. About 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
We're
so
going
in
to
about
be doing some
45
hearts and
minutes.
rosettas, so it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about how this is a great entry-level machine if you're just getting into espresso machines? I know my boyfriend's sister, this was her first machine, and she has said nothing but great things about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very complex. It's really easy to get into. It really is that push button and go. You only need to know a couple different things about extraction, which our team here in CoffeeCast is here and willing to help out, or we have plenty of support documents, videos, everything specifically for this machine. And even if you want to dive deeper into what makes 9-bar special, we have plenty of videos describing that, which we actually had a lot to do with designing that OPV right here at Whole Latte Love with Gaggia. So doing those 9-bar extractions is a very optimal way of extracting, and we're excited to bring that to just North America here with these.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it's really cool that we're able to feature these. I know they're just an amazing machine to start your espresso journey with.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and try to just steam some milk
All
really
right.
fast and
All
see
right.
the steam pressure. And we'll kind of go through later about how we steam on these, but right now, let's just go ahead and see that steam pressure. It feels more like a commercial machine. The steam pressure is really nice, really fast as well. And I'm sure we can get up some great microfoam off of this and pour a great latte. I'd recommend when first starting out to use a thermometer, and then always clean off your steam wand right away.
So did you turn it on just a little bit to help clean it out?
So
I saw
in
you
order
did-
to clean that out,
Yeah.
you can kind of purge your wand. If you're afraid about maybe possibly burning yourself, I would recommend actually purging that back into a pitcher, or you can use a cloth. And I usually like to use this method called a tri-fold, where you actually fold your towel a couple times, and that way you don't burn your hand when you're steaming into your hand. These are not non-burn steam wands, so definitely use it by that plastic handle.
Okay.
But from there, it's really easy to move and adjust about. So I typically like these smaller pitchers paired with it, making a little bit smaller drinks, but you can get a great microfoam from that still, so after working your milk. If we can get a camera on there. And as you can see, that's a really nice texture, how it falls off the side, and it was super quick as well. I would compare that to a commercial machine with how quick that was.
Wow.
Yeah. Our espresso's fallen here, but we can even pour a little latte here. If we have a camera. Perfect. We'll be going more into what makes latte art, and here we'll just do a little heart.
Oh, cute.
All right. There's my redemptions from yesterday's lives. All right.
Beautiful. So say you want to pour a bunch of these latte art, maybe you're learning like at the 1 p.m. Do you have to wait any sort of time in between the steaming of the first one versus the second, or is it just like picks it up just seconds later?
It's pretty quick.
Okay.
So in between, you do want to be pouring that latte art pretty fast in between these. For machines that you might want to be steaming and brewing at the same time, you might want to look at our videos for dual boilers or heat exchangers. But for this, it's quick. It's very fast to warm up both. All we do is wait for our light to go on for brewing. Then after we brew, we'll go ahead and flip on that steam. And we'll see that light turn on when it's ready to steam. And this doesn't take long at all. It's within that minute. And then when we're ready to go back to brewing, we turn it off, and as you can see, we're already ready to brew. So super quick in between.
Wow.
And we can still pour some nice latte art and make some really great drinks. All right, and with that, do we have any questions, by the way?
Yeah, I've got a question real quick. You mentioned that you would want to use a thermometer when you get started with the milk steaming. Is there a temperature that you would aim for like, let's say, a 6-ounce cappuccino like that?
Yes, so there are a couple factors that we need to look into while steaming milk. So with this, we want to start off with temperatures as cool as possible as well. So with that, keeping your milk inside a fridge before steaming will help you build up that microfoam. So when we're actually introducing that air, which we'll go through a little bit later here, we only have until about 120 degrees until we can't infuse any more air, and it just becomes these big old blobs that would take a long time to work out.
Okay.
So you would want to utilize as much time as possible if you're building up for a cappuccino, or just infuse a couple little chirps until that 120 degrees and just focus on that whirlpool. And that whirlpool will infuse that air into the milk and create that really nice silky texture that we had earlier. And you're kind of aiming for that 145 to 155 range between, a less hot and a more hot latte. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so a couple different temperatures there, and we do recommend using a temperature thermometer as you start, and then you can start feeling your pitcher as you go along.
Okay, that was my next question. Would you recommend newbies to be actually looking at the thermometer?
Yes, definitely. So start out with the thermometer, and as soon as you start getting used to how that pitcher feels in your hand, usually when it's about too hot to touch is when you start focusing on that whirlpool and infusing all that air that you were chirping away at. Same with alternative milks, might be just a little bit different. Maybe stop closer to that 150 range because alt milks can become a little scorch, a little burnt tasting if you push that a little bit too far.
Interesting.
All right, and maybe some questions over
Yeah,
here?
we've got another one here. Daniel wants to know if you could go over maybe some of the maintenance that you would use for the Gaggia Classic.
Gotcha. So really easy maintenance. We're just paying attention to our water. Water is going to be a huge thing when looking at these machines. So we always recommend using a BWT, maybe Penguin pitcher, or there are also best save filters that we can actually keep inside the machine. Take a little bit longer to actually create that nice water for brewing to help protect your machine. But then we also recommend a little bit of a back flush after about a month of use.
So what is a back flush?
So a back flush is when you actually have a back flush disc that will go ahead and fit inside one of your portafilters. And what you do is you can use some Cafesa. So Cafesa is just an espresso machine cleaner. We'll put about a quarter size of that Cafesa inside the back flushing disc, and we'll go ahead and basically pretend that we're brewing with it. So I usually recommend something like a 5-5-5 rule. So you can turn it on for 5 seconds, turn it off for 5 seconds, and we'll do that 5 times. That's a quick back flush, and then we can actually take out the Cafesa and then go ahead and rinse.
So what about descaling? So is it, if you use the proper water recommended, if you use the BWT filter, would you recommend still descaling it at a certain interval?
So with these new Gaggias, the internals of these machines are kind of what they're saying is a kind of anti-scale use. So we don't have to worry too much about scale within these machines, luckily, which is why it's, again, one of those really nice beginner machines. There's very little worry that we have when it comes to these machines.
Very cool.
Yeah. Any more questions out there?
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is a better question for your next video, but I'll figure I'll get it out right now. Like, what is going to be the main difference when steaming full-fat milk versus skimmed milk?
Yeah, this is a great question. So with these differences between milks, we're looking at a lot of different proteins and sugars and how they enact with heat and how well we can infuse that air. So we don't really have to go too much into the chemistry of how these actually bond together and create microfoam, but it will be more difficult to build microfoam on alt milk. So that's why I like to suggest some milks that are kind of designed to build that microfoam, like Barista Edition oat milks or Barista Edition alt milks. And they taste great, and they can produce a great microfoam.
So the Barista Editions, are they created in order to be able to hit those higher temperatures, or do you still need to watch out for keeping lower temperatures with the alternative mix?
You still have to, you still have to kind of watch out for those temperatures. Again, those flavors can definitely change as you get to those higher temperatures.
Great.
All right. Any more questions out there?
Yeah, whose phone's ringing?
You know, that might actually be coming from the call center right now because that is my laptop over there. So it appears that we are getting a lot of calls right now, and it might have been that someone turned on. Yeah, some customers are trying to reach me as we speak. Maybe about this video, who knows? All right. Any more questions? Perfect.
All right, cool. So again, thank you for joining us. Please, if you have any additional questions, either call us directly. Our customer service hours are extended during the holidays. And if you want to talk one-on-one, maybe you'll get Zach if you sign up for CoffeeCast. It's a great way to connect with our team one-on-one for specific questions. Maybe you're not sure if you want the Gaggia Evo, if there's something else you're looking for. It's really that opportunity to be like, hey, I want to compare these few machines. What should I get? Maybe you're looking for something for grandma that's like super easy. Yeah, it's just a great way to get direct insight with our experts on our team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Zach, thank you so much. This
Thank you,
was
Kristen.
so much fun talking to you guys about Gaggia Evo and the Mignon grinders, their aesthetics in your kitchen. And again, reach out if you have any additional questions. Thank you.